You may already know the NRCA PROCertified Service and Maintenance Technician Certification exam can be completed on a mobile device. Are you wondering what the exam is like? In this short video, we'll present a sample question and answers. Here's an example of an exam question in the Fast Field Forms app that tests your knowledge about doing small roof repairs. The directions for this question are: upload 2 sets of before and after photos and audio recordings about 2 different jobs. These are jobs where you repaired a defect in a roof. For each set of photos, explain in an audio recording. Describe the defect and its location. What did you do? Why did you do each step? Start with the first things you did and end with the last thing. Download the free Fast Field mobile forms app from an app store and use the in-app features to create your exam responses. You can take photos and record audios and videos in the app. We will now look at a response to the exam question that does not contain all the information asked for in the directions.
I did a repair of a loose seam on a TPO roof. I started by pulling up on the open seam to find where the seam was loose and where it was tight. Then, I cleaned the surface area. I cut a strip of new membrane that was larger than the size of the open seam and hot air welded it in place. I then checked the seam with my seam probe. The last step was applying cut-edge sealant.
This would not be an acceptable response to the exam question because it did not adequately describe the defect and its location, and it did not explain all the steps required to do a proper repair. The exam app asks you to submit an audio recording that is up to 4 minutes long in response to this exam question. Here's an example answer.
I found a hole in the middle of the field of a warehouse's BUR roof. I first checked to see if water was present in the roof system and found wet insulation. I examined under the deck where the hole was located for any signs of a defective deck but did not see any deck damage. I prepared the roof surface where the patch would tie into the existing membrane by removing debris and loose surfacing so that the new repair would bond tightly to the old membrane. I cut open the membrane and removed the wet insulation. Then I replaced it with new insulation of the same thickness so that the finished repair would be even with the existing roof surface. I primed the cleaned membrane surface with asphalt primer and allowed it to dry. I installed plies of reinforcing material using cold-applied adhesive, extending the bottom ply about 6 inches or so beyond the repair area and the other plies a little more than 3 inches beyond the previous ply. I then torch applied a granule surfaced cap sheet, extending the cap sheet a little more than 6 inches beyond the repaired area to help ensure a watertight seal to the old membrane. After finishing the repair, I added aggregate.
This is a good response to the exam question because it includes the following information included in the exam directions. Describe the defect and its location. What did you do? Why did you do each step? Start with the first things you did and end with the last thing. If you still have questions about the PROCertified Service and Maintenance Technician Certification exam, please contact Brad Martz, NRCA's Director of Sales, at bmartz@nrca.net or 847-493-7574.